Right now at noon, a suspect is in court facing multiple charges, including a deadly triple shooting. What happened leading up to the gunfire and the charges he's facing in that?
And we are dodging downpours across central Indiana. We'll let you know when the rain moves out and a pleasant pattern ahead.
Plus, Governor Braun is passing a new bill to give veterans some relief. His new push calling for additional cuts to property taxes ahead. All right, thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Felicia Lawrence alongside meteorologist Sean Ash, and I had a toddler that woke up 2 hours earlier because of all the thunder we've had, and now we still have a lot of rain in the area.
Yeah, look, and this is like a Florida type of setup here. These rain rates are pretty heavy just because of how much, if you've been outside, you know it's just very humid. The rain will diminish, but we still have another probably 2 or 3 hours before we can get to the backside of this. Let me show you what's happening here across central Indiana. Forecast playing out as expected. We mentioned yesterday that we could have some areas get a quick 2 inches of rain, and we have seen that so far here. I'll show you the view from IMS looking east. Now we can see the skyline right now. That was not the case no more than 15 minutes ago. That downpour that was over the city now moving toward the east side. This is very heavy rain in Hancock County, 2-inch plus per hour rain rates. It's not going to sit there for 2 hours, but very intense rain within these cells. Haven't had a whole lot of lightning just because it's more of a tropical atmosphere. But now that we're in daytime heating, I do expect we will see some thunderstorms, and the focal point will be south of I-70 on the south of the boundary. Rain chances diminishing north. And boy, look at the juice it has to play with. That is definitely the air you can wear outside. Can't rule out a severe thunderstorm over the southeastern corner of the state. Look at the clock here. That's by 4 p.m. So the action will be moving south of Indy here as we move into the afternoon. That coincides nicely for afternoon plans. We've got baseball at Victory Field. Reggie Wayne throwing out the first pitch, and I think the rain and storms will be south of us here. You can see the rain odds going down. I do want to get you updated quickly too on an accident. We had an overturned truck 465 southbound between 86th and 96th, and they're still working to clear that accident. So just a heads up there on the northwest side of the city. Elsewhere, the roads, at least some of them are wet. You can see what it looks like. They are 70 to the east of Indianapolis. More to come.
Thanks a lot, Sean.
Yeah.
Just hours ago, a 21-year-old made his first court appearance for his alleged role in a deadly triple shooting in Muncie. So this shooting left a woman dead and 2 other men hurt. Ryland Davis is facing 10 charges, including murder, attempted murder, and kidnapping. He's accused of shooting and killing 23-year-old Cheyenne Rains, then shooting 2 men who tried to step in and help. So the video that you see is from the courtroom today. Davis entered not guilty pleas for all the charges and a denial to the firearm enhancement. There is no bail set. His new court date is August 10th. Tonight at 5 and 6, you'll hear from one of the victims who saw the suspect for the first time since the shooting earlier this month. Also in the courtroom, a repeat drunk driver is learning his sentence. Timothy Hughes has already served time for killing a woman on a bike in New Pal in 2015. Well, last year, Hughes was arrested twice in 2 months in 2 different counties for drunk driving. The video is from February in Henry County. That's when he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. He's expected to get the same sentence today in Hamilton County. Hughes was released from prison in 2020 for that deadly crash in Hancock County. Also in Hancock County, a man charged with drunk driving and killing a woman is pleading guilty to all the charges against him. Alexander Ray was driving a client's Mustang from a car detailing service last July without permission, and then he hit 76-year-old Aideen Hargrove's car. She died instantly. Under the plea deal, the Ray would be sentenced to 8 years in prison. His sentencing is set for July 1st. Police are confirming that 2 shootings from over the weekend stem from domestic violence. Now we're hearing from advocates who say these situations tend to rise during the holidays. The first shooting happened early Sunday morning on the Far East Side. That victim, Zashawn Davis, called in a domestic disturbance, worried about his girlfriend's safety. She was with her ex-boyfriend. That's when Davis got to them, and the ex shot and killed him. Police arrested the former boyfriend. A senior director of Coburn Police says it is important for friends and family to recognize the signs of domestic violence, whether the victim is still in that relationship or not.
Biggest sign is isolation and controlling. So they really want you to be isolated because they know that although you might not see the signs because a lot of times you're in love or you can't see it, your family and friends can see it.
This advice also includes not pressing someone to open up. Just give them the time and be patient. Another shooting that stemmed from domestic violence happened in Hendricks County. A woman was killed by her husband and he was shot and killed by police. We'll continue to stay on top of those two stories. Also happening tonight, the City County Ethics Committee is meeting to discuss a resolution. This is in response to public threats made towards counselors. So one in particular, dozens of shots were fired at the home of Counselor Ron Gibson. It happened after a controversial data center was approved in his district. Well, the suspect also allegedly left a note saying no data center. Well, now the counselor is considering a resolution to remove counselor addresses on disclosure statements. Counselor Gibson says before the shooting, he would have been against the idea, but now his stance is different.
Since the political violence on my home, I think I've had second thoughts about that. It's a pretty scary ordeal for such a thing to happen at your home with a family, and I think it's time for us to really think about how much public information we put out there.
Counselor Gibson says he's still receiving threats. He sends them to the FBI and police. The shooting at his home remains unsolved. And this morning, Governor Mike Braun signing a bill aimed at protecting property tax relief. House Enrolled Act 1210 has several provisions. It establishes property tax benefits for disabled veterans and their surviving spouses, including 10% deductions on their homestead. It also delays some local income tax changes and lowers maximum property tax rates for some territories. Governor Braun says this new move is in celebration of veterans.
It's one more way that Indiana can honor those who served and support them here at home. But I want to be clear, we're just beginning. When we had the wrestling match back in '25 and we were hit with that austere budget forecast, I knew trying to run this state more like a business and to make sure it's serving Hoosiers, the forecast didn't feel correct. Well, we've been vindicated in December. Our future in terms of what we can do through state government looks better than ever.
So the bill also blocks cities and towns from enforcing bans or caps on privately owned home rental properties. We've got more info and details on WTHR.com. And some breaking news right now. We just learned that a repeat drunk driver has been sentenced to 4 years in prison. Timothy Hughes has already served time for killing a woman on a bike in New Pal in 2015. Our Rich Nye is in the courtroom, and we'll have more on that coming up in just a little bit. So stay with us for that breaking news coming in. Also, a popular Hamilton County sports complex team will not host a team for this year's World Cup. Grand Park in Westfield was on the list of potential sites, but FIFA released the list of final spots and Westfield did not make the cut. So the tournament is selecting communities to host national teams from other countries. The organization says it narrowed its list of possible communities over 2 years. Teams were then presented with possible options and submitted their choices. Grammy Award-winning singer Kehlani is bringing her upcoming world tour to Indianapolis. She'll be performing at Everwise Amphitheater at White River State Park on Monday, August 10th, as part of the Jack Daniels concert series. Pre-sale tickets open this morning. General sale opens Friday.